What is up, people? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the show. We got a great one today. So much to talk about. So much has happened since 1 week ago, one short week ago. Very, very excited about this one. I appreciate you all for joining me. Appreciate all the early people. Shouts to everybody. DJ Space, Jose, Marcus, I see you all. Rock Wilder. Shouts to all of you. Thank you for coming. I'm going to get right into this. There's so much to talk about. Basically, of course, we'll start with the travels as usual. I had a pretty busy weekend. So on Thursday, I was DJ'd at Nola's in Atlantic City, which is an ocean casino. That was a great time. Friday, had a birthday party with Press Country Club. We'll talk about that in a second. Saturday, I had a wedding at the Mill, one of the home bases. Love it up there, Lakeside Manor. Then on Sunday, I DJ'd like a party bar in Philly called U-Bon. Shout out to Double Down. So yeah, four gigs this weekend, lots of fun. Starting with, Nola's. So Nola's is essentially, it's my second time DJing there. I talked about it briefly on the show. It's another, from I was representing Double Down Entertainment for them. They book a lot of clubs and stuff in like the Philly and AC areas. I've been working with them and Jason Weiss and everybody there recently. I'm friends with a lot of DJs, so shout out to them. Awesome people. Definitely follow them and whatnot. But so Nola's is basically this bar inside of Ocean Casino. Ocean's like this big casino in Atlantic City, and it's cool. They got a house set up, right? The white CDJs, everything, lights, house system. And you basically, I DJ from 8 to 1. So it's kind of a marathon set, but it's 8 to 1. And it's basically the place where you go and you warm up. You kind of you have a few drinks, you pregame to go to the big club, which is HQ. HQ is like the big nightclub there. So, this is my second Thursday doing it. You kind of DJ to 1. Then, people come in and out, you just kind of get them primed up. You can play all kinds of different stuff. It's a great ass time, and get people going. And then they go to HQ and then they really wow out. So that was a super fun time. Now, Friday with the birthday party. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I'm actually going to give you guys pretty much a golden tip on this, okay? It's a very, very important tip. You got to remember this, okay? The reason why I don't want to talk about this much, the reason why I didn't post shit on Friday, I didn't say nothing, I didn't say shit about shit on Friday. I was a ghost on Friday, is because it was a birthday party and you get what you put out. I don't want to do birthday parties. I don't like, the only reason why I did this birthday party was I'm pretty sure I did like a couple weddings within the family or something like that. It was like a special request. Other than that, I don't want to do birthday parties. I personally don't want to do sweet 16s. I really don't want to do proms anymore. I don't want to do, if it's a private event, wedding only. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to do any more of that stuff. You know what I mean? Personally, just for me. A lot of different reasons. Everybody has their own reasons or whatever. Maybe you love birthday parties. I just personally, they're not my thing. I don't want to do them anymore. So the biggest tip I can give you guys is you get what you put out there, okay? If you hate birthday parties like I do, don't post about it. Don't say, hey, great time at this birthday party, Which shout out to Phyllis. She turned 60. It was a great time. But don't post about it. You know what I mean? You get what you put out there, okay? I do wedding content, club content. That's what I want to DJ. Always remember that, DJs, You do a party, whatever, and you're just like, oh, well, I gotta, I want to show I'm working, or I gotta just put content out there, whatever, and you push more content. You do one off mitzvah, and then you say, hey, look, great time at the mitzvah. You're gonna get more mitzvahs. People are gonna see him, be like, oh shit, this guy does mitzvahs. Can you do my mitzvah? Before you know, you got a bunch of parties you don't want, right? So you get what you put out there. Always keep that in mind. So whatever you're looking to DJ, put that kind of content out, and then it works in the opposite sense. When you think about it, let's say you're just starting out, you don't have a lot of weddings, but you get your first wedding, right? You get your first, second wedding, or you start doing weddings, but you don't have a lot. Blow it up. Get so many pictures, get so much content, and literally post the shit out of the weddings you just did, the few weddings you've done. Make that's all your content. I'm a wedding DJ. I love these weddings. It was a great time at this wedding. Here's another picture from that wedding. You know what I mean? Blow it up, and you will get more of that. You get what you put out there, DJs. Speaking of weddings, moving on to Saturday. Wedding at the Mill. Shouts to Santi for the pictures as always. Great time at the Mill, We got a DJ behind that pole. That kind of sucks. But other than that, I love the Mill. It's a great venue. Good times. Beautiful spot. They got like the lights in the ceiling, as you can see, which are pretty dope. And it's really well ran and stuff. So, gotta love the Mill. I definitely talk about the Mill a million times. I'm there all the time. So, other than that pole can kiss my ass. And then U-Bahn, I did, it was an industry night on Sundays. So much fun. Industry night, essentially, bartenders, servers, other DJs, like, that's kind of like the industry night where everybody kind of goes out. They bring in like a guest bartender. So they brought in this girl as a guest bartender and stuff. Super fun, super dialed in crowd, like people that all kind of like are in the same boat, work in the same industry, work in the nightlife industry. So, I love parties like that. So shout out to Double Down again. Had a great time. But that was my weekend, people. I actually got up early this morning. Never happens. If you guys, I'm going to do like a behind the scenes one of these days so you can kind of see like my routine with the show. Like I keep notes all week. All week as shit comes up, I make a note. Got to talk about this. Got to talk about that, right? But I basically compile the graphics and the order and the timeline and like the whole nuts and bolts of my show. I basically do it in the morning before the show. Usually wake up around 9 a.m., get my coffee. By 9:30, I'm slamming graphics together, thinking of my jokes, thinking of all this stuff and kind of putting together the show. Usually by like 11:45, I got just enough time to jump in the shower. And then I come down and I do the show. So if you ever see me running in here last minute, it's why. This morning, however, I got up early. I got up at 6:30 this morning. I went and had breakfast. Me and Boo went and had breakfast at 7, I was up early. So I decided, since I was up so early, I decided to start a fire on Facebook, right? I like to do this every once in a while, right? This is literally me on Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook. So I put this post up. And it was a tweet. I don't know who this guy or girl or guy or whatever who tweeted this, but it said, does anyone ever walk away from a DJ set thinking, I wish that DJ had talked on the mic more, asking for a friend, right? I thought this shit was hilarious. So I just threw it up there. Didn't say a word, just put my laughing emoji. And 45 comments so far. Oh, man. And you got people at both sides. You got people that are agreeing with this, just laughing. You got other people who are like, actually, yeah, we've had a lot of people ask, I've had to fire DJs because, they were saying they weren't interactive enough, and there's a million different ways to DJ, a million different ways to be an MC, a million different styles, the more I get older and, the longer I'm in this industry, you kind of realize that it just really depends on, what you like to do. And I feel like there's a market for everything. If you're super into interaction, if you love line dances and all that sort of thing, there are people that want that, there is, and vice versa and everything in between. I think it's like, it's just whatever tickles your pickle, whatever you like best. What I will say, and something that I kind of, because I was looking through all the comments, I'm seeing what everybody's saying, everybody's putting their, input out there. And the thing that was kind of glaring at me where it was like a lot of people were saying that, we've actually gotten complaints saying that the DJ wasn't interactive enough. And then other people were saying that we actually got complaints that the DJ was too interactive. And that's a major key here, okay? And this is something I want you guys to think about, right? Whatever style you are, I think the most important thing is you have to portray that. You have to put it out there that, listen, I'm an interactive DJ. This is what I do. Post a bunch of videos of you being interactive. Post pictures of you out there on the dance floor, teaching the dance or leading whatever you're doing. Put that out there. If you're not an interactive DJ, if you're more just about mixing or whatever, post your mixes. Let them know in the meetings. Hey, listen, that's where I'm at. I'm not a big interactive guy, right? I'll pump up the crowd. Obviously, I'll do introductions, all that stuff. I think I can MC okay. Am I the greatest? No, I don't think I'm the greatest. I think I have a solid microphone voice, but it's not really my thing. You know what I mean? So it's just not my thing personally. I'm upfront with my couples about that. I put out content that shows that I'm really into DJing and I don't MC a lot. When I meet with couples, I'm like, just so you know, I'm kind of more new school in the fact where I'm like, I'll MC and stuff, obviously all the formalities and, here and there I'll sprinkle in, pump up the crowd. But other than that, I'm really just DJing. I don't MC a lot, especially once dancing starts. Just so you know. I'm upfront with them. So I'll never get the complaint that, oh, Nick was good and everybody danced, but, we kind of wished he was more interactive. I would never get that complaint in a million years because I put it out there that I'm not interactive. I don't do that shit, So I attract the clientele that wants that wants someone who's not as interactive, who's not going to sing on the mic or, try and get people to do certain dances and all that stuff, right? That's what I put out there. If you're the opposite, you need to put that out there. So the fact that I'm seeing all these comments and stuff saying that, oh, we got complaints. The only way you're getting a complaint is if the client didn't realize what they were getting up front. That's the only way you're going to get a complaint about that. So the easy solution to that is just being upfront with the client. This is this DJ style. This is what he does great. This is what he's not going to do. And take it or leave it, And you give that client the option so they can think about it. Like, oh, you know what? We really do want somebody more interactive. Nick's probably not the guy for me. And I'm sure it's happened a million times with me, myself personally. I always put that out there. I always tell them up front. So they have the option to say, you know what? We'd rather have someone a little more interactive. And then they go to that person, So that would be the lesson in this. Just make sure whatever floats your boat, whatever tickles your pickle, whatever. I need a better metaphor. Float, boat, tickle, pickle. I got to think of a better metaphor. I'm getting tired of those. But whatever. Whatever your style is, just put that out there and make sure your client knows up front. You'll never have a complaint ever about that sort of thing. You never will. So keep that in mind, DJs. But let's talk about Pioneer for a second, okay? So if you joined us last week or if you've seen any of my highlights or whatever, we talked about the rumored Pioneer controller. I talked about how there's going to be 2 controllers coming out that I heard. I speculated that it was going to be the Rev 7 and the Rev 10, okay? That is proven to be wrong. The Rev 10 is not coming. It's not a thing. All right, I'm going to clear up that rumor now. And I did say it was speculation because I heard, a lot of people were asking about it. No Rev 10, just the Rev 7. I made a follow-up video talking about, the Rev 7 and the Rev 1 because that totally leaked to me. Then I also talked about, rain and all that, and it's been a hot topic of conversation, these controllers dropping. Now, one thing I did get a lot from you guys, and we're going to talk about the controllers. I want to talk about, I'm not going to do a whole review on them. I bought the Rev 7. It's on the way. I got a Rev 1 on the way as well. I'm probably not going to get it for like a month, unfortunately. But when I do get it, I will review it. I will, do a bunch of content on it. So I'll save it for that. But I want to talk about the controllers. I want to talk about what I like, what I don't like, all that stuff, okay, since we know everything now. But I do want to address a lot of comments I'm getting. A lot of people, because I was so excited about this sort of thing, a lot of people are accusing me of being a fanboy, He's a fanboy. He's got a relationship with Pioneer. Pioneer's paying him, blah, blah, blah. This guy, oh my God, he's got nothing bad, and I get it could kind of look like that because I'm super excited. But to be honest with you, I am a Pioneer fanboy. I like Pioneer a lot. That's all I use. I only use S9s. It's like my favorite mix. I mean, I never upgraded to S7, S11 because I'm cheap, but S9's great. That's what I use. I have an SX3 controller as well as like a super backup. So I'm a big Pioneer fan, but I have zero relationship with them. I don't know them at all, okay? Nothing. And it's funny you guys call me a fanboy and say like I'm doing stuff for Pioneer on the side because it's actually the opposite. Like, did you see Pioneer's video? They went live the day this shit dropped. Look at this. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe your ears. Look at this.
You're wasting time watching, loudmouth DJs. From around the country in certain areas of states that have NJ in it.
Loudmouth DJs from certain states that have NJ in it? Right. Direct from Pioneer. So obviously they're not too happy with me. Okay, people? They're not too happy about all these leaks. I'm sure, I'm sure they're pretty pissed off to begin with all the leaks, but then plus me covering, they're not too happy with me, people. So don't you think I got this great big relationship with them? I mean, I don't. They're coming at me. But no, I got to thank DJ J from Pioneer for this, though. See, DJJ solved a big problem. For years and years, right? I've kind of just been going by Nick Spinelli. I never really had a DJ name. A good one hasn't struck me, right? When I was younger, I used to go by DJ Ooch, and everyone called me DJ Cooch, so I didn't like it. So I ended up just, getting rid of that whole DJ name. But now, years later, after 10 years, pretty much a decade of me just calling myself Nick Spinelli, I think I finally have a good DJ name idea, thanks to DJ J from Pioneer. Check this out. DJ Loudmouth, Pioneer's favorite DJ. What do you think? It's catchy, right? I'm serious, guys. I'm thinking I might make the change. Look at this. I made a logo and everything. I could be DJ Loudmouth. Like, shouts to Jay from Pioneer. I never thought of this. That's it. I'm gonna be DJ Loudmouth. This is the branding I needed. This is the switch up I needed. This is it. So shouts again, DJ J from Pioneer. I don't know who you are, my friend, but I'm gonna call you my friend. You're not my friend. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate the inspiration for my new DJ name. I'm going with it. I'm going with it, people. It's very exciting times. Very exciting times. Let's talk about the new stuff, all right? So first of all, Rev 1. Holy shit, look at this thing. Look at this thing. So cool. So excited about this. Again, I'll review it when I get it. I have one on the way. Shouts to agiprodj.com. They're hooking me up. But I'm very, very excited about this. So one thing a lot of people have been saying, it's like, the layout. Nobody likes the layout. And Pioneer finally, they basically made two controllers. These new controllers, they made in the image of a battle style. Like, they made it battle style. Every controller since the beginning of time has been in a CDJ kind of style, right? With the pitch faders on the sides and whatnot. This is the first time ever any company, to my knowledge, made a controller that is battle style, which is like, if you use turntables, this is kind of like a familiar layout. And I'm really glad they did this. So like battle style, if you're not familiar, right? If you look at turntables, like this is how I use turntables, right? They're turned to the side. So it's like a 90-degree turn to the side. So you have pitch faders on top. And then, of course, the mixer's in the middle with the buttons and stuff, right? So you got the buttons here, similar to kind of like a turntable setup. And then you also have the pitch faders on top. That's similar to a turntable setup. That's the reason for the layout. Now, if you have only DJ'd on controllers, you start on a controller, you use controllers regularly, all that, this is going to be a little bit of adjustment for you, right? Especially with the Rev 7 too, with having moving platters. Going from no moving platter to a moving platter will be an adjustment. It is a pain in the ass. I remember I went from a controller to turntables, and it was a whole pain in the ass to learn. Okay, I was there. So trust me, it is a little bit of pain in the ass, learning curve. And, pitch being on top, buttons in the middle. This layout may not be familiar to some people if you've never used turntables, if you don't use turntables. This may not be for you. You know what I mean? Just give it some thought. Maybe stick with the 1000. Maybe like do the Rain one or whatever, But I think it's great. I think if you want to get comfortable in a turntable-like setup, if you want to start scratching, if you're a new DJ that never DJed before, but you want to be like a scratch kind of battle type DJ, getting this, the Rev 1 is perfect. It's a perfect place to start to really learn how to DJ and get familiar with that whole setup. And it's going to be so easy for you to jump from this to the Rev 7, jump from the Rev 7 to real turntables and a mixer. I think it's genius, and I'm very glad they did this, and I think it's been a long time coming. So I'm a big fan of the layout. I think this is perfect. There's a couple cool features too. Like, I'll pick out a couple of my favorite features of this controller, which is insane because this controller is $260, by the way, $259. So it has 5.5-inch platters, which are huge. You don't get platters this size on a beginner controller like this. It's insane. You know what I mean? 5.5-inch platters. It's huge. You have a scratch bank, right? Everyone's familiar with scratch bank. Then tracking is a new feature. They call it tracking. So essentially, when you put on tracking and you get a scratch sample, like an or something up, when you scratch, the tracking, I think there's like 5 or 6 different tracking modes. Again, when I get this, I'll demo it, so I can actually show you. It's tough to explain, but look up videos online. There's a ton of videos online with it. All you have to do is just move the platter with your hand. That's it. You don't have to use a crossfader at all. The tracking does the crossfader for you. So it'll do different patterns, different transforms, different cool patterns on there. And, again, it's scratching for you, but I like it because it kind of you know, it can motivate you to kind of learn. Like, I think what it's meant for, just like with the, I think it's called the SB3 or whatever it was that had like the, where it scratched for you. It's basically giving you patterns to practice and learn. Like, I look at it like I learned how to play piano with one of those Casio keyboards with the light up keys, and the keys would light up and it would play itself, but then I could follow the keys and learn how to play those songs myself, right? Same thing here. You just move the platter, it'll scratch it up for you. You listen to those scratch sounds, and you can try and mimic it yourself with the crossfader. I think it's a great learning tool. I think it's super, super cool. If you want to be a cheater, you know, quote unquote cheater, and just use it instead of scratching in real life, I mean, I guess you could, but you know, I think it's for the purpose of learning. It's a really, really cool feature. Shouts to Pioneer for that, and I think Jazzy Jeff had a big to do with that. And it also has the FX dongles, so you can put the effects on with the dongles, which is I think I love having the little dongles, the little dongle things. I think it's easy to use. It was invented with the S9 years ago, and I think it's just like the easiest, most intuitive way to use effects. And a cool thing about having the FX dongles makes this controller very, very, it gives a great selling point to the controller. I'll help you. Pioneer, if you're watching this, I'm going to help you guys out, okay? I'm great with advertising. You got to hear me out on this, okay? Because you have the dongles on this, you can advertise it like this. Pioneer DDJ Rev 1. Same FX as the Rain 1, only 84% cheaper. Think about that. Now that is a selling point. I mean, it's got the dongles. The dongles control the SERATO effects. So this $259 controller literally has the same exact effects as the Rain 1. And the Rain 1 is $1,600 MSRP. So for 84% less, people, you can get the same effects as the Rain 1. Write that down, Pioneer. Use that in your marketing. You're welcome, okay? I'll give you that one for free. You're welcome. Rain's going to put out a hit on me. If I ever go missing, hit up In Music, okay? Just hit up In Music. Now, as far as the Rev 7, so it's pretty crazy. So this was the leaked photo. I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the leaked photo that everybody had that leaked early. This was like the main thing where we saw it all together. A lot of people said it was photoshopped. There was whole videos on YouTube where people were like, it's fake. It's just an S7 photoshopped with this, right? People were just literally, some people didn't believe it at all. I believed it the whole time. I wanted to believe it because this thing looks great, you know? But now we know that this leaked photo was actually Jazzy Jeff. It was Jazzy Jeff's hands, and he was doing a live demo. This is the actual video that the photo leaked from. It was for Digital DJ Tips. So Digital DJ Tips had Jazzy Jeff in the studio doing demoing this out. They're recording this content, and somehow this photo leaked, which is crazy. I wonder if, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got in trouble or whatever over there. I don't know, but the big leak came from this. So I don't know. I'm very interested to know how it came from that and all that, but I'm glad it leaked because it made for some great videos, great speculation. But look at this Rev 7. Absolutely beautiful. So pumped about this. Obviously, you know, you guys have read about it, seen about it. You know everything there is to know about it. I'll do, when I get it in, you know, we'll do a bunch of videos and talk about it and whatnot. But one big thing I want to talk about that came out after the controller came out that I didn't see coming, that I can't believe Pioneer did. It blows my mind. And that is the sound quality, okay? So someone asked Pioneer, this is straight from their Instagram, like it was on an Instagram story, what's the DAC quality? And Pioneer said the Rev 7 uses ESS DAC technology, which I have no idea what that is, but sounds good, which is installed in the top-end models. This means the sound quality of the controller is better than the 900 Nexus 2 and the CDJ 2000 Nexus 2. That is absolutely mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing to me, okay? Now, if you're not aware, the 900 Nexus 2 and that CDJ, like that's the club standard, okay? Almost every club, that's what they have. And a big part of why they have that is because of the sound quality, because of the preamps in there, because of the build of the mixer, how great it sounds. And when you have a 50,000 watt, system, you can tell sound quality big time. You know what I mean? Like it's glaring. If you hook up a shitty mixer to a huge system like that, it makes the difference really evident. You have to have a good sounding mixer, and they literally claim that it's better than the 900. Okay, so pretty much, and they also claim that this controller, this Rev 7, is the greatest sound they've ever put in a controller. So it's better than any other, even the record box controllers that Pioneer made. That they always made them better than the Serato controllers because they're trying to sell the record box, right? Even them, this has the best sound in a controller made by Pioneer. Better than the 900. That boggles my mind. That just tells me, so like, what's better than this? Like the V10 maybe? I guess the V10 mixer has better sound, and maybe the S11 a little bit, but like, that's it. Like, I don't know because if it's better than 900, there's not, I think the V10 was the only one that I knew of that was like better than the 900, and V10 is like that big 10 channel obnoxious ass mixer. If you haven't seen it, look it up. You'll see it. It's obnoxious. Mojax uses it. Like it's like a good like house DJ kind of mixer, I guess. I don't know. It's huge, but it's like, it's the real deal. It's supposed to be like the greatest, like, sound quality and all that. But that alone, that sound quality thing, it's crazy. Not to mention all the features it has. I mean, I'm excited about it. Yeah, I'm a Pioneer fanboy, but I love this controller because it really does have every possible feature I can ever want in a controller. Like coming from turntables, it's the perfect layout. It literally has an S7 mixer in the middle. It's got perfect sound quality. So I'm not scared of using it on house systems and stuff and like party bars where they don't have a regular setup. It has features that I didn't even think about, that I even think I needed, and now I'm like, wow, that's great. The ghost queue feature and all that. Just so cool. Now there is one concern though I have. Okay, the only concern I have, and time will tell. I haven't touched one yet, so I don't know. Okay, I'll know when I get it and once I use it multiple times and over the longevity. My only concern with this is the platters. Okay. It's like a newer, like I've never seen a motorized platter that's like a donut shaped. Okay. So it's basically like the layout, right? It's a donut. It's an acrylic top plate, but it's like got a texture on top, which is supposed to feel like vinyl, which I hope it does. Cause like, the Rain 12s and all them, I hate the texture of the top. You can replace it obviously and all that, but I don't know. I just hope it feels like vinyl. But you can do one or two slip sheets based or none based on like how much friction you want, how fast you want it to spin and all that. So you kind of like adjust it. But underneath, I couldn't find a good picture of it, but underneath the top plate is like a plastic doohickey thing that connects into the motor. It's like got like little, what's it called? Where like a male female kind of connection, right? Where it connects in there, and it's all plastic under there. And I worry about, number one, the overall feel of it, right? Like, does it really feel like vinyl? The latency of it, and then like just how much longevity we're going to get out of it. Like, what if like the plastic underneath, like one of the tongue and grooves kind of breaks and it doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. The platter's the only thing that worries me, I could be wrong. I'm speculating. Okay. I don't know. I'm just being honest with you guys. Okay. This is the only thing I can pick out about this thing. I don't want to, that's the only thing that sort of concerns me, but I'm assuming for $1,900 and all the other stuff they put in here, I'm assuming that the platters are going to be just as amazing as everything else. I mean, if they put the best sound quality ever in this thing, they have literally S7 in the middle. Like, they put all this technology and just built it so well. This is like the most professional, greatest sounding controller of all time, people are saying, right? I'm assuming they got the platters right too. I'm assuming they made them good and sturdy, and they're going to feel great, and there's going to be really low latency, and you're going to be able, we're not going to worry about these things breaking in the future. But that would be my only little tiny concern. And it's so cool. Like, even the little 4 buttons that are right above me, like those little 4 blue buttons up here, they basically have samples, apparently, like scratch samples, and it's supposed to be ultra low latency. So it's like, because it's direct on the controller, so you're not like, there's no like communication from a computer. So if you want to practice scratching, it's supposed to be like as low latency as almost like scratching with like a real vinyl record. If you know how to scratch, or if you're learning how to scratch, if you don't know this, right? When you're scratching on vinyl, when you have like a DVS setup, right, there is a little latency because you're going from the computer to the mixer to the actual like turntable or whatever, right? Like there's a communication there. So there's going to be like a little tiny millisecond delay. The best way to learn how to scratch, and if you want to really be able to do like super intricate scratches like really well, you get a real record and you just analog. It's literally analog. You're literally scratching a real record with a real real vinyl, real needle, like everything. Like you're scratching the real record because there's no latency there because there's no computer. There's no computer communication. So to do more intricate scratches and to really learn how to scratch really well, like, it's a good idea to have a real vinyl and practice with that. Well, that's apparently this is supposed to mimic that because it's on board on the actual mixer. So it eliminates most of the latency. So it's going to feel like scratching a real record, apparently. I don't know. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But yeah, that's my 2 thoughts on it, people. We'll see what happens. I mean, I can't wait to get mine. I'll have plenty of opinions once I actually touch and feel it and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I have to say about the Rev 7. Let me know in the comments if you guys are getting it or if you bought it or if you're interested or you hate it or whatever. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. And as always, this message was approved by DJ Loudmouth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Loudmouth DJ from New Jersey. No respect, I tell you. I get no respect around here. I mean, what do they want? Of course I'm going to leak it, okay? In the future, too, any product that comes out, I get a leak. If I'm not on an NDA, all right, if I can legally tell you guys about something I found out, I'm going to tell you guys. I don't give a shit, okay? I'm always going to do it, all right? It is what it is. I got a YouTube channel. That's what we do around here. So I was on Facebook right after I kicked the boulder down the hill towards the, right after I started the fire. I was on Facebook scrolling around, and I came across this. DJ Ideas Sharing, of course. Shouts to DJ Ideas Sharing. Someone shared with them this Monster Do Not Play. I guess they wrote it on an iPad or something. And the guy was, basically, I forget who it was, but he posted his Do Not Play list. He's like, oh, what the hell? What am I going to do? Right? I was looking through it. First of all, I've seen bigger, okay? That's what she said. But you know what I mean? Like, I've definitely, there's been worse than this. This isn't terrible. But it's got a lot of, common songs on there, a lot of stuff, a lot of corny stuff like I personally want to play, but then there's a lot of like regular stuff I do play, even like Africa by Toto. It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. Like I play that at weddings sometimes, stuff like that. Turn Down for What? And we're talking about, what to do when you have a playlist like this, like kind of how to handle it, how to make sure you don't play, because there's a lot of songs, a lot of very commonly played songs. So like, how do you remember? How do you remember what to play, what not to play? How do you prevent yourself from playing something on this Do Not playlist? All that good stuff. So I figured I'd talk to you guys about a Do Not Play and give you some tips on how to handle this sort of thing, because I run into this all the time, and I think I have some pretty good ideas for this. So number 1, the first tip I'll give you, you do not want to limit Do Not Plays. I was looking through the comments of this post, and a lot of people were saying, oh, well, it's crazy you even accepted that, like in DJ Event Planner or whatever CRM they're using. They're like, I have a Do Not Play section, but I have it limited to like 20 songs. They would never be, or I have it limited to 10 songs. They would never be able to put that many songs on there. First of all, you know what I mean? You can't allow them to Do Not Play that much. I completely disagree with that 1,000%. You never want to limit Do Not Plays. Why? Because they don't like the song. There's no limit to how many songs they don't like. If they happen to dislike a lot of music, you don't want to end up playing that music and killing their buzz at the party. Like, Do Not Playlist is so important. Like, I can do a wedding with no playlist whatsoever. Just, hey, listen, Nick, just do your thing, make people dance. Okay, no problem, right? Most of you could probably do that, of course, right? You get hired. You could go without a playlist. You just do whatever. We hired you. We like you. Okay, cool. And you could just roll with it. But the one thing we can't ever do a wedding without is a Do Not playlist, because we're not psychic. There's no way we'll ever know what songs they don't like. There's no way of knowing that. You can't look at someone and tell like, oh, this person definitely hates Africa by Toto. I can tell, but you can look at somebody and be like, oh, they probably like this. You could judge people that way, but the reverse is impossible. So Do Not playlists are very, very important. I always want to know what they don't like. I never want to play something that the couple doesn't like, that'll low-key kill their buzz. A lot of times, almost every time you play a song that they don't like and they didn't tell you not to play it, they're not going to say nothing to you. You'll never know. But they heard the song and they're like, ugh, I don't like this song, right? And I don't want them to ever feel like that on their wedding day. So I don't limit it. I actually take it a step further. If I get especially if I get a do not play list like this, I obviously always ask my couples, anything on the do not play, anything artist, song, genre, anything I should stay away from, anything like, would totally kill your buzz. I open-ended, like I give them an open-ended question, let them tell me whatever. A lot of couples are like, no, you can do whatever. Oh, there is this one artist, whatever, and they let you know there. Now, if I got a do not play list the size of this shit, though, then I would dig deeper. I would ask questions, okay? I would go through this list. But all right, Old Town Road, Little Nas X. So are you thinking like No Country at all, right? Or is it just Little Nas X, Happy, and there's so many like common. Another thing I would say is like, all right, there's like YMCA, Happy, We Are Family, Cha Cha Slide, Blurred Lines. These are all super basic wedding songs to me, right? So if I see a pattern like that on a do not play list, I'll ask the couple, like, listen, I saw you have like all these. Those are like the super common kind of like, quote unquote, I would say like cheesy wedding songs. Should I stay away from like all the cheesy stuff? You know what I mean? Like, is there any, and they'll probably say yes, yeah, we really don't like that sort of thing. Cool. Then I'll send them the top 200 list, the DJ Intelligence top 200 list. I'll send them the whole thing. Listen, do me a huge favor. If you get a chance, check this list out. Let me know if there's any songs. I see you did this list with an iPad. Bring it up on your iPad. Let me know if there's any songs on this list that you kind of forgot about that I shouldn't play. I'll send them the whole list. I don't care if they cross out all 200 of them. At least I know now. I don't want to play anything they don't like, And I don't want to be second guessing at the party either. If they said no YMCA, Cha-Cha Slide, if they say no YMCA, Blurred Lines, We Are Family, Celebration, right? Uptown Funk, no of that stuff. Well, then I don't see September on this list. And I love playing September. I will play that almost every wedding if it's not on a do not play list. But then in the back of my head, when I'm about to play September, I'm going to think in the back of my head like, they did not want all this other stuff. Do they want September? Maybe I shouldn't play September. Or maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play a little bit. Are they out there? They're out there. Oh, shit. And then before I know it, my song's running out. It's about to be no music. Right? I don't want to contemplate this. I want to know confidently when I play a song at a wedding that the couple's going to like it, right? I want to know confidently that I'm not risking it for the biscuit. I'm not playing anything that the couple could possibly not like. So I want to ask all these questions ahead of time. So I'm going to dig. I'm going to go through, okay? If there's more than one artist on here, right? If there's more than one song from one artist on here, if there's like more than one Pitbull song, like, hey, should I just stay away from Pitbull altogether, or is it just these two songs? Is it if there's a lot of one genre, should I just stay away from hip hop, or just pry, ask them, okay? And a lot of people will tell you that you shouldn't do this because you're just opening yourself up with camel worms, because you're just gonna give yourself more shit you can't play. But again, I don't want to play anything they don't like. I'd rather know it all. There's millions of songs out there. If I know every song they don't like and I have a full, very complete, solid, accurate do not play list, now I can plan. Now I can look and be like, holy shit, this is pretty much 90% of what I usually play at a wedding. I'm going to have to really dig deep for this one. I got to prepare. And then now I can dig deep, prepare, and find other songs, And obviously, and this one in particular, they said that a lot of people asked, like, was there a must play list? And there wasn't. And apparently this couple just gave them a do not play list and said everything else is fine. Which just kind of sucks a little bit. So you got to pry for like what you do like to, get some of those answers so you can kind of get an idea, take all these notes and whatnot, just iron it all out. Okay. Very, very, very important. All right. So we have the list. How do we remember not to play this stuff? So there's two main ways, in my opinion, that I know of that I've done. If you're old school, the easiest way, you want to organize it in alphabetical order. Okay. So you just take this list, and then if you want to you might have to retype it out or rewrite it down, or there's software on the iPhones now where you could take a picture of it. It recognizes the text and it converts the text into like an actual, like where you can copy and paste it, right? There's apps out there that can do that. Regardless, you got to take this whole list. You got to put it in alphabetical order. What this does is it allows you to quickly go down the line while you're mixing, like you're about to play, a song, and you're like, oh shit, Africa by Toto, you go to the A's, and you can check if Africa by Toto is on the list. That way you're not skimming through the list trying to find something. It's easier to find shit in alphabetical order. So that'll prevent the thing. Major key, though, what I personally do is this. In Serato, there's a Serato trick you can do. Now, I'm sure you could do this in virtual or whatever else too. I don't know. I can only speak for Serato because I don't know shit about the other programs. someone else, if you guys are good with virtual or record box or whatever, maybe, let me know in the comments or let the people know how to do this and that. But this is what I do with Serato. This is my trick for do not plays when I have a large list that I personally can't remember off the top of my head. Okay. So you put the list in a crate, you activate the comment section or whatever, right? Basically right click the top and activate the comment. I bring the comment right by the song here. And then you highlight everything. Highlight everything. There we go. And then in the comment section, I put DNP, which is do not play. You hit yes. Do not play is on the side of all those, okay? Now you have that on the side. Have it in a separate folder. Bam, bam, bam. Now it's on the side. You do have to add the comment like on your regular folders. So you're going to have to do the same thing. Right click, add the comment section and put it there. But it's just an easy way if you have a large do not play list full of a bunch of songs that you normally play. Make sure you use the edits that you always play. So like YMCA, I would use the Ragoza edit normally, right? If I were going to play that. So that's why I put that there. You know what I mean? The Skills Remastered of We Are Family and Celebration. That's what I normally play. I put that there. So make sure you use the edits you usually play. Put a DNP right next to it and you're good to go. That works for me too because I'm like, I clear my history every time. A lot of people go by their history, like the blues, so they always play the blues. Some people, so you could do this where you make it where you already played it, you can also do that. I don't personally do that. I think it's easier just to kind of just do the DNP comment like right next to it. Don't do this though. So when I was actually, like I said, I got up early this morning and, I was a little, after breakfast, I was feeling good, but I don't know, maybe I was a little sleepy. So when I first tried to do this video, I basically I took my whole list here and I just put DNP by the song like an idiot, not by the comment. And then it'll literally, if you select all, it'll change every song title to that. And now I have to go back and rename every single fucking song in that folder. And I happen to use one of my real folders and there's like 30 songs in there. And I have to sit, after the show, I have to sit there and retype everything. Nightmare. So don't be like me, okay? But use the Serato trick, okay? You can do it in the comment section right there. Nice and easy. That way you'll remember. You don't have to worry about messing up or everything or whatever. If there's, you can put it like what I did originally, like as a part of the song title. You could put it as a part of there, but you just have to do it individually. The only reason why I do it in the comment, if there's like a lot of them, is because I can select all and do it all at once. If there's only like 5 or 6, but it's songs that you normally play, you can actually rename the song individually, put DNP right next to it, like right in front. That way you know not to play it. And then afterwards, you just delete it. The song title goes back to normal, and then you're good to go. So that's something I do if there's like 5 or 10 do not plays that like I might mess up and play if I'm not thinking. I'll do it for that. If it's more than 10, I don't feel like doing it individually, so I just do the comment section thing. So hopefully that helps somebody. You get one of those monster playlists. Monster do not playlists. By the way, just so you know too, when you do that, it's basically metadata, like how you name tracks in Serato. It doesn't rename the actual file. I don't know if there's a way to do that with Serato yet. I don't think so. I want to talk to Serato and ask them or see if that's a feature they're going to add one day. Like, I think it would really make sense for them to make it some way where we can actually edit the source file, through Serato. And, it just because that way you can, because a lot of people coming from iTunes as well, they used to do all that stuff in iTunes. Obviously, you could edit the source file right in iTunes and whatnot. Like, it would make it easier for those people. And just in general, I think it would be like such a great feature in Serato if I can actually edit the source file and not have to do it in Serato and then do it again on the actual thing. But to my knowledge, I don't think that you can do it yet. But hopefully coming soon. I know Virtual DJ probably does it. I know. All right. But anyway, want to end this show with a little bit of music, okay? Told you guys last week we're going to talk about dance music. There's a lot. So I'm actually going to I'm going to split it up between a couple shows. There's a lot of little sections. So for today, what I want to do is I want to give you guys 3 artists and 3 songs from each artist that I highly recommend you should be playing at your weddings. I play at least one from each of these artists at every single wedding, if not like multiple of them. They go off every single time. It's all hip hop, okay? Please remember, if you're kind of stuck and you're like, I don't like the new hip hop and all that stuff, I feel you. Just remember, like, hip hop now, it's pop music. It's top 40. This stuff's top in the charts. It's on the radio all the time. you got to play this. If you're not playing trap, or if you're not playing any of the new hip hop at your weddings, you're going to get left behind. Like, and just trust me, it works. It works. You got to play this shit. Okay. And I mean, I think it's kind of fire, like these songs I picked out. All right. So we'll start with Megan Thee Stallion. Her beats are ridiculous. She's got so many hits. And most of these songs too, like she's been coming out with songs that are upbeat, 125 BPMs, 99 BPMs, right? So here's her songs, right? These are the 3 songs I play. This is probably my favorite. These 3 songs, Megan's like my favorite lately. Like I've been Body, Thought Shit, and Savage Remix. Savage Remix has Beyonce in it. It's the Savage song that they remixed into the Carole Baskin. Killed her husband, whacked him, like that song, like that's the Savage, only like a remix with Beyonce. The remix with Beyonce goes off way better than the other one, than the original. Body is like 99 BPMs, so like you can be in like a 2000s hip hop set and then go into Body or whatever, but banger works every single time. Thought Shit is like 130. Fire ass beat. Savage is also, I think Savage is like 90-ish or something like that. But upbeat, new hip hop, works every time. Trust me. If you don't play this shit, just trust me, play it. Saweetie's another one, okay? My Type, Best Friend, Tap In. They're all basically samples of like all my favorite hip hop songs from back in the day, but they're just reusing all these songs, but all bangers. Works every single time. Best Friend is used all the time for intros and stuff lately. You know what I mean? Like, you my best friend, all that shit. Play it. This stuff never misses. Mix it in with your sets. Get the intro edits, whatever. Trust me, do not sleep on Saweetie. And then the last one is Drake, okay? Now, I don't like how every time Drake takes a picture, he pushes his lips out, okay? I don't appreciate that. I really don't think it's stupid as hell, all right? But he's the GOAT. He can do what he wants. It's so stupid. Ugh. I hate that face. But the man's got a lot of hits, okay? These are the 3 I bang at weddings all the damn time. Still, okay? Way Too Sexy's from his most recent album. I hope you play that. That topped the charts forever. Very, 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 very big hit. Never misses. Play this every single wedding. And then I still play Sicko Mode and God's Plan. They were huge club hits when they came out. They were played every 5 seconds when they came out. They're a little older now. I think God's Plan's from 2017. I think Sicko Mode's maybe 18 or 19. But they still bang every single time. Make sure you incorporate these at your weddings. And I'm going to do this next couple shows. I'm going to just talk about like, newer songs that I've been kind of like incorporating, like just the newest music I play at weddings, right? So like I want to do the obvious first today with these artists and whatnot. I want to talk about EDM. I want to talk about like the pop, everything. There's so much stuff out there, and I just want to make sure you guys are keeping your sets fresh and whatnot, because it's just a lot of good stuff, and I feel like a lot of DJs can kind of get set in their ways and kind of just like kind of play what they play, and if you're noticing, it's working less and less. You just got to incorporate the newer stuff. Just got to incorporate newer stuff, and there's nothing more fun. I say it all the time. There's nothing more fun than playing a song you don't play all the time, and it works, and you get that ooh from the crowd and all that. Like, there's nothing more fun than that. Okay, it's what it's all about. Freshen up the sets or whatnot. So I'm gonna start. We're going to have music every show for a while, because I came up with a huge friggin' list about this, and we're going to talk about every genre, all the new stuff that's been working for me at weddings, everything. And I'm trying to pick out stuff that's super universal that's going to work everywhere too, because I realize I'm in New Jersey, and I realize like we like EDM out here, and like EDM really might not work in a lot of places and stuff. So, I want to be really universal when I give you guys recommendations like this. And these 3 artists and those 3 songs for each of those artists, very, very universal, hits everywhere. Whether you're in Nebraska or Oregon or Texas or Finland, wherever the hell, I don't know about Finland. I'm just going to speak for the United States. You guys got to, if anybody over the pond or in another country, you let me know. I actually don't know what bangs where you're at, but I will speak for the United States that this stuff will work anywhere in the United States. I'll give it a guarantee. Okay. But people, thank you so much for joining me today. Now, a couple things. Definitely follow my IG and keep updated, because I'm going to Colorado next week. I'm going on a snow trip. I leave Sunday. So I'm gonna bring some stuff to do my show. I can't guarantee I'm gonna be able to work it out. I don't know. I gotta figure out. I'm gonna talk to Nate Nelson. Him and Buck Rogers. All these people are going, and I'm gonna work out with them. See if what our schedule looks like, and see if I can do a show. So if I can, I will. But I'll keep you guys updated on Instagram. So definitely follow me on Instagram and whatnot. I'll be on my stories and stuff, and I'll be able to let you know. But otherwise, I'll be back Friday, and then back to regular the following week for the show, and I don't have any trips planned for a while, so this will just be the 1 week if I end up missing. Twitch tonight as usual, 9:30 p.m. on Twitch. If you don't follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nick Spinelli. Last week we went for 6 hours. We ain't doing that this week. I DJ'd till like 3 a.m. last week. It was obnoxious. It was like 240 something when we finally rated. I forget who we even rated. Anyway, it was a great time. So if you joined me last week, thank you. This week's gonna be a little shorter. We're gonna keep it to a nice solid 2 hours or something like that. But regardless, we're gonna act a fool. We're gonna have a great time. So join me tonight on Twitch. And it's Santi's birthday today. So if you know Santi, if you follow Santi at It's Just Santi, tell him happy birthday. Give him a big happy birthday message. Show him some birthday love. The man turns 26 today. My partner in crime, one of my best friends in the whole world. We're about to get up here in a little bit, so I want to shout out Santi, too, for the happy birthday. But thank you all for joining me. I love you all. I'll keep you updated about next week, but I'll definitely see you guys soon. I appreciate you all for joining me. Shouts to Pioneer and DJ J for the new DJ name. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys soon and tonight. Peace out.